Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be discussing about adapter design pattern. Adapter design pattern. Let me give one example. Before explaining the problem, what is written on your screen, I'll give a simple example. Uh, Assume your laptop is there. How much voltage your laptop supports? Very less, right? 12 or how much around, which is very less, right? So how much voltage we are getting generally from the socket, switchboard? 230 volts voltage current we are going to get, right? So your laptop doesn't cannot support 230 volts, but we are getting input 230 volts. How your system is getting charged? In between we have an adapter, right? We have an adapter which takes the input 230 volts and it makes the compatibility as per your laptop requirement, right? It converts the 230 volts into your adjustable charging voltage, right? Here also I have given example of adapter design pattern with some problem. E-commerce application which only for example, your system supports only debit card payment. The user can do only net banking payment. Is it possible to do payment? No, not possible. Then what happens? You will end up with losing the customer. You will end up with losing the customer. That should not happen, right? The user can do credit card payment, debit card payment, or net banking payment, or one more any other payment, whatever he or she is doing, customer is doing. Your system should be compatible to that. Your website or application should be compatible for any kind of payment. But in between the user and your website application, there should be one adapter again, which can accept any kind of payment, and it should translates or converts into your application compatibility. It should be compatible to, it should translate into the compatibility of your application. That is the adapter design pattern actually. Here we are going to create an adapter class which can do the task. Okay, let us jump into the code. Here I will be creating one interface payment gateway. Okay, here I am going to create one abstract method, public void. I am going to name it as payment double amount, right? So here double spelling is wrong. Okay, double amount. So I have created one interface payment gateway which is having abstract method payment. Now I am going to create one separate class which is not at all related to any interface. Now I am going to create a class for debit card payment, debit card. Okay, so it is having its own method, public void make payment. Here also I am writing a double amount. I'm telling you again, this particular debit card class is not implementing any interfaces. Okay, so system.out.println, I'm just printing the value amount. Okay, now I have created a class called debit card. Now I'll create one more class, adapter class for debit card. Let me name it as debit adapter interface payment gateway. What is that? What is the interface name? Payment gateway. That implements. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to make public void payment. Okay. I'm going to implement the abstract method. How is it? Double amount. Okay. So here what I will do, we'll talk it later. But before that, I want to, what I'm doing here, you clearly observe. What is the class here? Debit card. That class reference object I'm creating here. Debit card K. Okay, let us make it private. This kind of code I have done for other design patterns also. You observe carefully. You are having one private variable, private field. What will you do? You need to set the value to that. How will you create? By using setter method or parameterized constructor. Here let me use parameterized constructor. Public void, there is no void return type for constructor. Public debit card, sorry, debit adapter. Okay, so now what I am writing is debit card k. Parameter is also the reference object of the class debit card. How will write this dot k equals to k? I have said I am trying to set the values. Okay, now let me get back to this abstract method which is implemented here. Here using that object k, I am just making a call to the class of, I am just going to make a call to the class of debit card method. K dot make payment, and I am sending value amount, whatever the value I am receiving. So this is the code what I have written for what debit card class, and I'm creating an adapter for debit card. Like this, I will be creating a separate credit card class and adapter for credit card, and class for net banking and adapter for net banking. Okay, so very first let me simplify this, write it very simple by taking only debit card payment. Okay, so now I'm going to create object for debit card class, debit card z equals to new debit card. Okay, object is created. Now I'm going to create object for reference object of payment gateway by using debit card debit adapter. How I'm going to create object here? Payment gateway p equals to new debit adapter. This is the class, right, which is implementing what, which is implementing the interface, right? So using that p, I'm going to make a call to make p dot, what is the class I have? P dot payment class, means this one I'm making a call. I'm making a call to payment, sorry, method. We are making a call to payment method by using the object p. Now I'm sending just 200 rupees value. Okay, now you observe, I'm going to execute this. I'm going to get the output, and getting a doubt that how can we confirm that we are this particular part is getting executed. I'll write one message, uh, payment debit card, payment debit, let me write down card. Okay, plus, now see what is the output I'm going to get. Payment debit card means that particular method is running, make payment method is only running. So I created an adapter for debit card, right? Using that adapter, I'm sending a value to that adapter. That adapter will take care of sending, passing values to the classes, and it is making compatible to its standard debit card standard. Now I'll create the same thing like for debit card I have done. I'm just copying entire code and pasting, and I'm creating, instead of debit card, I'm going to create credit card now. Make payment. So payment credit card, and after that, as I have already created debit adapter, now I will create credit adapter, and I will create a constructor credit. Okay, done. Enter code is same. Now I need to make a call to, I need to access credit card class. How can I do that? Similar way, you create one for object for credit card class, credit card n equals c equals to new credit card, and again this is same uh, credit card, and let me write down here the similar way how I have done for debit card. I will write it for credit card of, here I am sending the value C. Now you observe P is already created, that's why it's showing error. Let me write down O. Okay. Yeah. Here I need to change do changes. I have to write credit card, right? That I am missing. That's why it is showing error. Okay. Now I will make a call. O dot payment. This time I am sending 500 rupees. Okay. See here. I'll get two outputs here. Payment debit card 200. Payment credit card. How much I got it? 500. Okay. In the similar way, you can create more classes and it respect to adapter for those classes, so that your all adapters whatever you are creating are ready to get the input from the user, and the respective adapter will take care of where to send the where to process your payment. So observe the code here. Interface I have created, which is payment gateway. It is having only one abstract method. Initially I have taken only one class, its name is debit card. It is not at all implementing any interface, and I am creating a method called make payment for which accepts the parameter value amount and displays that value. And I have created an class for adapter class for which is implementing payment gateway. This adapter class is related to debit card class what I have created. To access that I have created, which make it to in order to make it compatible for the input of the user, I have done this. So now I have created a reference object for debit card class, and after that I have created parameter constructor to set the values into this object. And after that, this why I have written it is you are implementing an interface. What is the interface? Payment gateway interface. That's why you need to implement the payment method also of payment method of interface payment gateway. So now using this object you made a call to make payment method, and after that directly you came to the main, and after that you have created object for debit card, and after that you have created object for reference object for payment gateway with respect to debit adapter class, and you have used you're sending the object of debit card class as parameter, and you're making a using this object P, you're making a call to payment method, and your debit card transaction is done. Now additionally what I have done is similar how I have done for debit card, the similar thing I have done for credit card also. Class credit card make payment. Okay, so after that I have created an adapter class for credit card class which is implementing the payment gateway, and I have done similar kind of steps for what I have done for debit card. Okay, so and in order to access this, now I'm creating object for credit card. Okay, a payment gateway object I have created. In as parameter I'm sending the object of credit card, and using this payment gateway object I'm making a call to payment method. Simple. So you can put the conditions here, like if payment is input payment you are receiving from for debit card, then pass debit card values. If your input payment is getting from credit card, you pass it in credit card values. You can put here some conditions also, based upon you can make a call to respective methods of respective classes. Very simple. Okay, I have used two separate debit card credit card classes. If I remove one among that, you observe this is very simple code. What we have written for adapter design pattern, interface payment gateway class we have created, and we have created a class which implements payment gateway, and after that we have created a private object for the class reference object for the class debit card, and parameterized constructor and implemented method, and after that I was creating object for debit card, and reference object for interface with respective to debit card class, debit adapter class, and you are making a call to the payment method by sending the value 200. This is a simple code. Hope you understood what adapter design pattern is